Okay, so starting off today's show, it's going to be a little different from the past Tuesday NFL episodes of the past. Unfortunately, the 10 takeaways of the week segment are no more. It was a great run, but I can't wait to do that again starting next year. But we are here today with the guest. He has been on the show a couple times now over the last couple weeks. He's a friend of the show, a regular guest of the show. My guy, Andrew Wiesner, joins me. Andrew, how are we doing today?
Doing good, man. And that was a great weekend of football. The matchups were really good, and I'm so excited to talk about it, man.
So let's get to it. The first game on Saturday was the Los Angeles Rams, the number 6 seed, who were coming off a big time, I would say an upset win on the road against the Seattle Seahawks, and they went into Lambeau Field and took on the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers ended up getting the win in a close game, 32-18. So, Andrew, I'll throw it over to you. What were your main takeaways from this game?
I mean, the first takeaway I got to talk about is the Packers offense. I mean, Devontae Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. I was thinking maybe, Jalen Ramsey could lock him down possibly, and Devontae Adams just showed that he can really go up against the top number one and just take over the game. I think the Packers their run game was really strong against a number one defense, and Aaron Rodgers he continued to look like he's in MVP form. So I was just impressed by them, and I think it's going to give him a really good chance to make it to the Super Bowl next week.
Andrew, I got to tell you, I know that you're a big basketball fan, and growing up, we've witnessed LeBron James at his prime, and we know how gifted and how talented of a player he is, and we remember that run that LeBron was on from, I would say, 2011 to 2013, 2014, where he was just unstoppable, and he was the perfect basketball player. I don't know if you're a big golf guy, but Tiger Woods, I've watched a lot of his documentaries during the quarantine, and recently the HBO documentary that premieres Sundays. I was watching a lot of that, and I realized that Tiger Woods had a stretch from 1997 to 2001 where he was just by far and away the perfect golfer. I think when I'm watching Aaron Rodgers right now, he's the perfect quarterback. The Rams had the best defense in football. They were playing phenomenal, and I understand everyone's going to say Aaron Donald wasn't 100%. I get it. But at the same time, you look at that Los Angeles Rams defense and the way that they were playing going into this game, I think that Aaron Rodgers and the way that Packers offense played was super phenomenal. And when you look at the fact that this Rams defense shut down the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson in Seattle, that was super duper impressive. And I think right now, dude, I got to tell you, I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl before the playoffs started. There's no reason for me to hop off that bandwagon right now. I think Aaron Rodgers is playing perfect football.
Yeah, I mean, the throws he were able to make were incredible, and they were just able to get a lot of chunk plays, and which is important in the playoffs. So that's one thing. And then that offensive line just really was dominating against, Aaron Donald and company. I mean, they were doing a good job. Aaron Rodgers wasn't getting too much pressure over the game, and that's a big thing, come playoff time. And I think that will be a really great matchup against the Rams upcoming. I mean, with the Bucks.
Yeah,
the Bucks, because, they have a great defensive line. And, but one more thing is just, this game really raises question marks to me for Jared Goff and his future as a Ram. I'm not really sure what he is now because, this has been another season where they just weren't able to make a deep run. And I'm just is it time maybe to, switch it up at quarterback?
Well, here's the problem, dude. They're paying him a lot of money, and they're tied to him as a quarterback. And I don't know if you saw the report that came out after the game that apparently Sean McVay and Jared Goff, they need marriage counseling. I don't know if you saw that report that dropped, but it's interesting because I always considered Jared Goff and Sean McVay to be that kind of Drew Brees, Sean Payton relationship in the sense that I think we all agree that when Jared Goff doesn't have a running game or when he doesn't have protection, he's a very limited quarterback. And this year, the Rams' offensive line, for the most part, was pretty good. Cam Akers was really starting to come on at the end of the season. And I'll give Jared Goff credit in the sense that he did have the broken thumb, and he didn't play awful against Green Bay. He gave his team a chance to win. As far as I'm concerned, dude, the Rams' defense shit the bed. Aaron Rodgers in that Packers offense is unstoppable right now, but they were just making it too easy going down the field, play after play after play after play after play. That was just a phenomenal effort.
Yeah, and it just is perfect timing for the Packers to get hot right now. So, look, I don't know how this Bucs defense is going to fare compared to, the Rams that we saw this week. But, this is going to be – this team has proven that they can win multiple ways in a shootout or in a slugfest. And when they're hitting their stride, I think they're going to be almost impossible to beat.
I think right now, when you look at this Green Bay Packers team, dude, as crazy as this sounds – I think drafting Jordan Love could be the move that propels this Green Bay Packer team to a Super Bowl championship. As crazy as that is to say, dude, I think that a common theme that you're going to realize through each one of these segments that we're going to be recording today, we're going to be recapping each and every game here on the Zach Curl Sports Podcast on this Tuesday. The common theme is that each team that won on this past divisional weekend took a big, big risk in a different way. And the Green Bay Packers took a big, big risk when they drafted Jordan Love. Everyone was looking at their offense and they said, okay, they have a really good wide receiver in Davante Adams. They have a really good running back in Aaron Jones. But at the same time, you need to give Aaron Rodgers more help, especially in a draft that had hella wide receivers. There was a lot of wide receivers in this draft. But instead, they take Jordan Love, a quarterback from Utah State. And Andrew, I got to tell you, I feel like most Green Bay Packer fans forget that Jordan Love is even on the team. Because Aaron Rodgers, I understand it's easy to forget about this right now considering how good a football he's playing, but I feel like before the last 2 years, before Matt LaFleur got to Green Bay, and we're going to get into him in a second, I think that when you look at the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers' career was trending towards kind of being wasted, dude. Kind of in the same sense as a guy like Peyton Manning maybe, as a guy that hasn't really had the best coaches, because I think that Mike McCarthy, we're seeing right now in Dallas, he's a very fraud coach. And I think that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers should have more than one Super Bowl right now. It's criminal that Aaron Rodgers doesn't, bro. We look at some of the quarterbacks that we've seen, bro. We've grown up in the golden era of quarterbacks. Obviously, we've seen Tom Brady win his championships. We've seen Peyton Manning win 2 championships. Brett Favre has a Super Bowl. John Elway has 2 Super Bowls. And I think at the same time, when you look at all of these quarterbacks, Ben Roethlisberger, even he has 2 Super Bowls. You look at all of these quarterbacks during this time, Aaron Rodgers deserves to be in that conversation. And I think now that he has a real head coach in Matt LaFleur, LaFleur is 20-2 at Lambeau Field since he's taken over in Green Bay. That was a hire that, I'll be honest, I didn't even love it at the time because he was working for Mike Vrabel in Tennessee, and it's not like Marcus Mariota and that offense were really getting any better, but he was phenomenal. And I think the Green Bay Packers, the way they're looking right now, that whole front office deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, I mean, they took 2 risks with as well as Jordan Love. I mean, hiring LaFleur, like you said, wasn't that a popular pick. So, I mean, and now he's like one of the bright young minds in the NFL, so it was a really good payoff. He has a good connection with Rodgers. And, I think that they made a lot of, I mean, drafting a guy like A.J. Dillon in the second round, it was questionable, but look how he paid off on Sunday night. And my boy, A.J. Dillon.
Well, dude, let me tell you this. It's funny because I actually didn't realize this until recently, and by recently I would say within the last 2 months, that when the Packers drafted A.J. Dillon, no offense, I love A.J. Dillon. He's a phenomenal player, but they had Aaron Jones. They had Jamal Williams. I was like, what are they doing drafting a running back? But it turns out that both of those guys are going to be free agents this year. And you saw that Tennessee Titan game you're referencing, man. Sunday Night Football, Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, and that is the barreling kind of running back you need. And I think him and Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams could be up to something special. But, dude, think about it, man. You look at the Green Bay Packers and their history since Aaron Rodgers has gotten there. Think about how many good weapons he's had. Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Greg Jennings, guys like that. And this is going to be Aaron Rodgers' 5th NFC Championship game, but the first NFC Championship game that Aaron Rodgers will be participating in at Lambeau Field. How crazy is that?
I know. I couldn't believe it when they said that on the stats. And, it's just, I think this is a year, like, everything's stacking upright, and they're just dominating. So, I mean, I hope the guy wins another one so he gets more, credit. And, but it is just crazy how, like, his career was revived all of a sudden from, Matt LaFleur, because I mean, we saw that 4-9 season, like 4-12, 5-11 season a few years ago when we were versing them.
His career was being wasted.
It was, and it was in question. And then that Jordan Love pick, like, I wouldn't have been shocked if I saw him play sometime this season at the end. So, he really revived his career, and it shows how special of a guy he is,
It's crazy. I think Aaron Rodgers is the kind of quarterback where sometimes you need to motivate him, and I think Matt LaFleur is really the prime reason why a lot of teams, not the Jets, but why a lot of other teams are taking risks with young coaches, man. Like, as you said, we were both very skeptical on Matt LaFleur, and he's done a phenomenal job since taking over in Green Bay. Another thing I want to talk about quickly, and I made this comparison, the Green Bay Packers are starting to remind me of the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs. And here are the similarities that I see here. Number one, both teams had elite head coaches, but at the time, neither of them had a Super Bowl. Andy Reid did not have a Super Bowl until last year. Matt LaFleur does not have a Super Bowl ring, obviously. They both have elite quarterbacks, Rodgers and Mahomes. They're both playing at an elite level. And here's the main similarity I want to point out you, bro. Both defenses are starting to trend at the right time. I understand the Rams were able to put up 18 points in this game, but it's not like Jared Goff played well. It's not like he shredded them. I think that the Packers defense has enough guys to make enough plays. Jair Alexander is a top 5 corner in this league. That kid is an absolute stud. Zadarius Smith is one of the best free agent signings in the history of the Green Bay Packers. All that dude does is get pressure. Kenny Clark is a guy at nose tackle that they developed. He's a phenomenal player. The safeties are very good there as well. I think that the Packers defense is capable to make enough plays in order for this team to win a Super Bowl. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have all the pieces. On defense, they're well-rounded. I mean, they're elite on defense, I would say, with that pass rush. And then,
but they weren't. But it's interesting, dude, because they haven't been that all season. They have the names, but I feel like this defense has really started to peak in like week 13, week 14, and it's really continued into the back end of the playoffs.
Yeah, like I think that. Like that's something as well. The players are playing hot right now, and they're playing on a run. So like I think like. I mean, when you have a lockdown defense like that, anything can really happen, man. And, I mean, not only do they have that, but they have Aaron Rodgers, which, I mean, the dude's just throwing dots everywhere. I would say that they are comparable in that way with the offense. They're just both Kansas City last year and Green Bay this year. They have explosive offenses that can score all the time. It's just, it's incredible, man. I mean, I think they're my favorites as well.
I agree, man. I just think this team is playing phenomenal football. Do you like that comparison, though, that right now I believe Aaron Rodgers is playing at a similar level to a LeBron in his peak and a Tiger Woods in his peak?
Yeah, because, I mean, he dominates, like, you know...
Like, bro, it was too easy in that game, man. The Rams have the best defense in the league, and I get Aaron Donald wasn't 100% healthy, but that Rams defense beat Tom Brady on the road in a primetime game this year. That Rams defense shut down Russell Wilson 2 times this year. Like, that defense is ridiculous, and Aaron Rodgers just zoom.
He just flicked it, man. It was just it was unstoppable, honestly, man. I mean, I think Davante Adams just plays the biggest part. I mean, you look at his releases, man. He never runs the same route. It's just beautiful to watch.
He lit up Ramsey.
He did. And, I mean, the play calling as well. You know, like that first and goal or second and goal where he just did a jet motion all the way down.
He was looking like Lamar Jackson, yeah.
He was, and that shit's just really unstoppable at times, you know?
I think Aaron Rodgers, I agree when you said that he deserves another ring, man. This guy has just been too good for too long. We're watching greatness right now, and I appreciate greatness.
Yes, me too, man. And we're going to see more greatness next week, you know, Brady and Rodgers.
It's going to be crazy, man. First ever NFC Championship game for Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field. And it's crazy because Aaron Rodgers in his career, 1-3 in the NFC Championship game. He had a win on the road against Chicago in 2010 when Jay Cutler got hurt in that game. But he also has lost a couple. He lost to the Atlanta Falcons in 2016 in that NFC Championship game. He lost to the Seattle Seahawks when they blew that big lead. And at the same time, Aaron Rodgers has had really his playoff struggles as well, including a home loss to the New York Giants, a home loss to the San Francisco 49ers, and last year in San Francisco, Green Bay just got demolished. So let's see how they do in the next week against Tampa Bay. We're going to get into each and every game. Andrew, any other thoughts on this one?
Nah, just again, just backing off you, man. I'm just like so happy we have Aaron Rodgers in this league, and I mean, I really hope he wins the second one, and it's going to be a good matchup, a great matchup, 2 great quarterbacks.
And once again, props to Matt LaFleur, man. He is a top 10 coach in this league right now, and he's quickly rising on that list for me.